Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I'm your host, Mitchell Renz. I want to give a special shout out to Daryl Anderson for being a big baller and hitting me up with a $100 super chat. For anybody out there, if you super chat me $100 when I go live at youtube.com/Raiders Report, pretty simple. For Chucky Heads, I'm giving you your own show. So, Daryl, this was the super chat you gave me. You wanted me to build 5 rumors around this. Well, guess what? Here you go. And if anybody else wants to get on the show, make sure you guys subscribe. youtube.com/Raiders Report. The Raiders drafting Quinnen Williams at pick number 4. He is the number 1 player on Tom Downey's big board. And when I look at the entire draft and when I see the way that it could unfold, I could literally see Quinnen Williams sliding to the Raiders at pick 4. I mean, there's plenty of rumors out there that Kyler Murray could be the number 1 overall pick. The 49ers, they need an edge rusher just like we do. They could go Nick Bosa. They could go Josh Allen. And then, or another team could maybe get Nick Bosa or Josh Allen at pick number 3. The Jets easily could. Which then leaves Quinnen Williams, the number 1 player on Tom's big board. And if you don't know who Tom Downey is, get with it. Follow him at Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. But I understand that defensive end is a bigger need for the Raiders. I totally get it. But when you're 4-12 and Quinnen Williams is the best player in the draft, sometimes you just got to take the best guy. And if he falls to 4, that's when you just have to sweep him up. And when I look at his production at Alabama in 2 years, it was impressive. And I've been hearing a bunch of people say, well, Mitch, he didn't show up against Clemson in the biggest game of the year. The entire Alabama team didn't show up. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't put blame on one player. It's a team sport, 11 players, team sport. All right? So Quinnen Williams at the Raiders at 4. But you guys know that this show isn't about me, and I hear a bunch of you guys like and who you want the Raiders to take. So I'm going to ask everybody watching the show right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere that you see this video, who do you want the Raiders to draft at number 4? I want you to comment below. If you want to give me your top 3 picks, it'd be great. All about it. Hit me up on IG or Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Again, if you super chat me $100, you get your own rumor bag. So Daryl, again, my man, thank you very much. This next one around DK Metcalf, and could the Raiders trade up for the star wide receiver? Now, we know that DK looks great without a shirt on, and we know that he tore up the combine. And we also know that Mike Mayock thinks of the combine as the underwear Olympics. Here's the thing. Gruden absolutely loves DK Metcalf and compared him to Jim Brown. The only issue is here, Daryl, is that you're saying that the Raiders are going to have to trade up for him at pick 27. When I look at some other, I'll say, teams that are interested in DK Metcalf, DK is going in the top 10. I see the Buffalo Bills there at 9, a potential team. And then at number 7, the Jags, another team that could take DK. For us to go from 27 all the way up to one of those 2 picks, I mean, you're going to have to give up a first rounder, and you're probably going to have to give up a second round pick next year. That's, I don't know, that's a little pricey for a wide receiver, especially when considering we just went out and got Tyrell Williams, J.J. Nelson, and Antonio Brown this offseason. Like, I love DK. He's my number 1 receiver in this year's class. And I think it's DK Metcalf, and then Hakeem Butler's close, but then it just kind of falls down. I am a big believer in DK Metcalf. I think he's going to be a great wide receiver. But trading up for him at pick 27, that's a little tough. So I'm going to ask Raider Nation, what would you guys do? All right, you're sitting in the boardroom with Mike Mayock. You're sitting there with Jon Gruden. DK Metcalf is on the board. Let's say at pick 7. Let's say he's there at pick 9. Are you picking up the phone? Are you calling? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Should the Raiders trade up for DK Metcalf? Let's go to the running back position because the Raiders still need a running back, and it's Joshua Jacobs or Josh Jacobs. We still don't know. At pick 24, he is my top running back in the 2019 draft class, and I personally think Josh Jacobs combined with Jalen Richard and their skill sets, I think that'd be a really fun combo. Like, Jalen Richard, a great pass-catching running back, and I think Jacobs can catch the ball. However, he wasn't really ever asked to at Alabama because, well, he didn't really need to. He just pounded the rock. 5.3 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. When I see his skill set, there's a reason why Joshua Jacobs is my top running back in this year's class, and I don't really even think it's close. And now, I will say, the past few years in NFL draft with the running backs have kind of spoiled us a little bit. This year, it's not so great. I like Josh Jacobs. He's a great running back. And then Sanders, Henderson, all these other players that you've heard me talk about. But Jacobs is the best running back in this year's class. And when you see, I don't know if they're going to bring back Doug Martin. I don't know if they're going to bring back Marshawn Lynch. Is Chris Warren healthy? Is Chris Warren 270 pounds? These are questions. And I do love Joshua Jacobs. I really do. But we've invested so much on offense already. Am I the only one sitting here wondering, hey, when are we going to do some stuff on defense? That's all I'm saying, all right? So, Josh Jacobs, good running back. He's my top running back. But should the Raiders draft him at pick 27? I want to know from everybody watching. I want you to type D for draft, type P for pass. Should the Raiders draft Josh Jacobs at pick 27? D for draft, P for pass. If you want to know what I think, IG Twitter, Mitchell Renz 365. If you're just watching the show, why am I doing this? Because we're having a little fiesta party here, thanks to Daryl Anderson in the super chat that he threw me $100. If you give me a $100 super chat, I'm going to make your own show, all right? So that's all I'm saying. And if you want to top it, if you want to get more rumors, let's just keep going big. Keep going bigger. What's the biggest super chat we'll get? Daryl, right now you're number one, my man, and much appreciated to you. All right, draft Mack Wilson is the fourth part of this rumor. You're getting your money's worth, Daryl, and I appreciate it. The Raiders, we know, are still looking for an impact linebacker, and I get it. We just went out and got Vontaze Burfict. But if you watched my show before, you know I'm not too crazy about going out and getting Vontaze Burfict. Now, he's a good player. Vontaze is good. Drafting Wilson, though, I think he's the best run stopper, and the dude is a great open field tackler. And when I see some of the comments that Paul Guenther has made this offseason, you know, you can look and see what Mack Wilson did in 2018. I just don't know if Paul Guenther truly believes in investing in a linebacker with one of his first 4 picks. I mean, he said multiple times that the linebacking position in today's NFL, for a linebacker built like Mack Wilson, he doesn't know if he's the kind of guy that they want to take in the first round. Now, sure, in this rumor pack, it's him going in the second, and I like Mack. He's my third best linebacker in this class, and to be honest, it's Devin White, clear 1, Devin Bush, who I love a lot, at 2, Mack Wilson there at close 3, and then Vashawn Joseph and TJ Edwards. They shouldn't even be on the screen because it's really those 3 top linebackers, and then everyone else is basically a coin flip in my opinion. Now, I like Mack. I will say it, and hopefully for a bunch of you guys who bought Khalil Mack jerseys, hopefully Mack Wilson gets drafted by the Raiders, wears 52, and then you're good. You already got the jersey. Save yourself some money. All good in the hood. Again, though, at the end of the day, when I see the words of what Paul Guenther has said, when I see some of the other coach speak, Mack Wilson at pick 35, I would like the idea of it. But again, if I'm going to actually give my Chucky Heads rumor scale out, I'd maybe give this one to rumors. You guys know that I like to have fun on the show, okay? And if you don't know that I like to have fun, well, then you're obviously not a subscriber, so make sure you do. So I want you to subscribe to youtube.com/RaidersReport. I also love when people interact with me on Instagram and Twitter because it helps me get to know you better, it helps you get to know me better, and I think I'm a halfway decent dude. So on Twitter a few days ago, I want everybody to search Florida Man, type in your birthday, and then replace Florida Man with Raiders fan. And the comments that I got, we were going through the graphics before the show, Brett and I, and we were dying. Like, if you don't love Florida Man, get out of here. So here are my favorite responses that I got on Twitter, and make sure you guys are interacting with me on IG and Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Jordan Gibson, you're up. Go follow him at Jor5Din. Raider fan, drunk and naked, allegedly set house on fire. Pictures, I need pictures to prove it. That one's a good one. I give that one 3 Chucky Heads. Bags, go follow Bags. Raiders fan climbs playground equipment, allegedly yells at children about how babies are born. If you want to see what this guy looks like, go to my Twitter, okay, and look at the thread. It is exactly the way that you picture this man looking. The picture was absolutely incredible. Bags, much appreciated for that. Fantasy Empire, go follow him at Fantasy Empire 1. Raider fan claims he killed dismembered roommate because he was possibly next mass killer. I mean, perfect. This is amazing to me. Oh my God. All right, Tim Hot Takes, what you got for me, brother? Naked Raiders fan revealed on video sneaking into restaurant and munching on ramen. So I'll be honest. I don't know how you guys got this video of me, but I appreciate that it's out there. Tell me how it looked. K-Rock, what's up, K-Rock? Funny story about K-Rock. Last week, K-Rock was a little bit intoxicated, slid in my DMs, and we had one of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with a person in my entire life. All right, Raiders fan locks keys in car to keep cops from searching it. Raiders fan accused of stealing $500K in stolen tequila. I don't know how you steal $500K in stolen tequila, but if anybody does it, if anybody steals $500K worth of tequila, let me know, because we're going to have one hell of a party. And we already have kegs here at Chat Sports, so why not bring the tequila? All right. One more rumor here. Daryl Anderson, thank you so much again for that $100 super chat. If you guys super chat me when I go live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, or anytime I break down breaking news, I will give you your own show if you hit me with that $100 super chat. Make sure you guys subscribe, youtube.com/RaidersReport. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you do know when I go live. All right, last one, Daryl. Here we go. Could Marquise Brown fall to the Raiders in the 4th round? Now, you're asking me in the rumor or in the super chat, what are the chances that the Raiders could get Marquise Hollywood Brown? And I get that he brings the speed that Mike Mayock wants. But his Les Frank surgery that made him miss the NFL Combine scares the hell out of me. And when I see production, when I see that he's a field stretcher and a guy based on speed, he's a super undersized wide receiver. And with this already early injury, it worries me. It really, really does. Now, with that being said, I would be absolutely astonished if he fell to the 4th round. Now, maybe the Raiders want to trade up for him, but in my opinion, that makes absolutely no sense because you go out and get J.J. Nelson. J.J. Nelson ran a 4.28 40. It's the 5th fastest 40 of all time. I love Marquise Brown. I don't think he runs a 4.28 40. Now, with that being said, could Brown fall to the 4th round? I would give it like half a Chucky head. Half a Chucky head. But if he does fall to the 4th round, sure, it'd be a great steal. But if the Raiders trade up for Marquise Brown because they want a speedy receiver to pair with Antonio Brown, I will be unbelievably angry because then that JJ signing makes no sense. Marquise Hollywood Brown. That's his nickname. What is your nickname, okay? I don't care what it is. If it's at least halfway clean, I'm going to put it on the show. My favorite 5 nicknames that I get in the youtube.com/RaidersReport when I put this up on our pinned comment. My favorite nicknames, I will put you on the show. Make sure you guys interact with me on IG and Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. And if you're not already subscribed to the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube, get with the program. youtube.com/RaidersReport. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.